is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley. Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life.
Okay.
You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, this is an absolutely fantastic show that we got tonight because we're going to be talking about unlocking what's inside of you. And we got an absolutely fantastic guest. This young lady is doing so many great things, Noah. Writing books, not just that, but publishing and doing a lot of great things. But when it comes down to everything that we do in our life, it's based on our upbringing. I believe that it's based on what's been fed to us in many situations. A lot of times we get fed the wrong things in life. But I also believe that it's also based on you as a person, as a character, as whatever that is. So it's all about what's inside of you that's going to create that fire or that desire for you to strive to be the best person that you can be, based on everything that you have experienced up to a certain point. And one thing I'm gonna quote this, and I probably shouldn't, but in the Bible, I believe, and I read the Bible many, many times, when we become 12 years of age, and most of the time it's all about the male, because the male is identified to be the breadwinner, identified to take care of family. That, at that point, that, in my opinion, that describes, that tells you what type of person you're going to be. And you have to build upon that one based on everything that's been taught to you from that standpoint. Because 13, remember, no, I don't know if you remember, but when you become a man, depending on what country that you might be, a lot of 13-year-old boys had to run across some elephants and do all these certain type of things to keep them, and they had to go and kill an animal or a deer or something. In the United States, we don't do that. In the United States, I believe, we say, hey, based on your upbringing, based on your intelligence at this level right here, who do you want to be? What do you want to be? Do you want to be a child of the most high God, which is Jesus Christ and the Father, in my opinion? So I know I'm talking right now, but sometimes I get that moment, especially when I got a guest like what I got on tonight, because this is a absolutely wonderful woman, and she's doing some great things. And it's to me and to Michelle, I believe, I'm gonna let Michelle talk. It's all about our Lord.
Yes, mostly it's about, everyone has gifts inside them. They have talent, skills, things that, maybe they don't even know about that, or they don't know how to bring it forward. But then there's also people who come into our lives who coach us, who mentor us and challenge us to bring those gifts and skills out of us. So we're really excited about the show tonight. We're really excited about our guests, and we had a chance to talk to her before the show, and she is peppy, she is joyous, and she's got the biggest smile.
And Noah, she got one of the biggest smiles you ever seen on record. And Noah, I'm giving you an opportunity, my friend. We are a team, and you know exactly when what I'm talking about when it comes to the law. I mean, come on, man. Man, you talk almost every day about this.
And it's always about, his way and his path and his timing. And, sometimes that doesn't necessarily line up with what we have inside. And that's frustrating. And sometimes you have to check yourself. And when you do it his way and, you walk in the path that he would have you walk, it really gets you to mature and get to where you need to be in life.
And that's what it's all about. And that's why I tell you, and Noah, I'm going to tell you that me and you going to step to the side a little bit on this one tonight, because my beautiful wife, Michelle, wrote the program and she wrote this book. We going to participate, but I want to see what these young ladies have to talk about mostly during this show, if that's okay with you, my great producer.
It's perfectly fine. I think Michelle is more than capable, and she's probably going to bring great insight. So let's just take a step back.
Well, let's take a step back, and I tell you what, why don't we turn the show over to Michelle, Noah, and me and you step in when we can get in.
It's all you, Michelle.
Thank you. Hey, our listening audience, if you want to be part of the show tonight, you can please call in at 1-888-344-1170, 1-888-344-1170.
Michelle, first of all, can you tell our listening audience what the title of the show and the purpose of the show? And then, you know what, Noah, man, you're going to step back. We're going to let Michelle run this for the rest of this segment and probably half of the next segment. Then, man, you ain't going to be able to take it. We're going to have to jump in. We got to do whatever we got to do, right?
There's only so much we can take.
I was getting to the title and the purpose. Anyway, the title of tonight's show is Unlocking What's Inside You. And the purpose of the show is getting to know the background of Doreen Lettsome Reid, discuss her role as a marketplace ministry expert, what it means to unlock what's inside you, talk about mission, message, mandate, and discuss the 3 books she has authored. Here's a little bit about this guest tonight, Doreen Lettsome Reid. Doreen Lettsome Reid is a marketplace ministry expert, CEO of Divine Connection Network Association, LLC, and publisher of Unlock What's Inside You, TM Magazine. She coaches and mentors high-performing Christian women leaders, 40-plus rising, to coach on how to use key career business or ministry transitional skills to build a coaching business in marketplace ministry, increase confidence and profit while boldly proclaiming faith worldwide. After working with Doreen, clients gain clarity on their specific mission, message, and mandate, have a step-by-step plan on how to start a marketplace ministry coaching business, develop a signature coaching program, establish a limited liability corporation, receiving training on business tax requirements, and so much more. She is known for unlocking what's inside you and has been featured in many publications, radio stations, and podcasts, including TBN. She has 25 years expertise in marketplace ministry, 19 years as an educator in the public school system, degree in organizational management, human resources, graduated cum laude in Phi Theta Kappa, received several leadership awards, and has worked with various agencies, including South Carolina Council of Governments as a service provider for entrepreneurship training, Northeastern Technical College, providing continuing education certification, and various entrepreneurship courses. Doreen has worked with nonprofit organizations such as Fatherhood and Families Engagement Program under the leadership of House Representative Robert Williams. She is known as the Master of Divine Connections, with a platform reaching Korea, Cambridge, England, Birmingham, England, Antigua, Jamaica, British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, Korea, Asia, and beyond. Doreen Lettsome Reid works hard to keep her clients become kingdompreneurs for the glory of God. The James Cooley Show welcomes Doreen Lettsome Reid. How are you, Doreen?
Well, of course, better that I'm here with you.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited to have you on the show tonight. How was your day, and are you excited about the topic we're discussing, unlocking what's inside you?
Yes, because we have to get understanding on how to unlock the confidence on the inside of us so that we can rise, especially as confident women in the worldwide marketplace.
Great. Just want to remind our listening audience, if you want to be part of the show, call in at 1-888-344-1170, 1-888-344-1170. Doreen, Can you tell listening audience about where you are from and a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. So my grandmother raised me until I was 5 years old in Bronx, New York, Fort Apache. You and I was talking about that in the green room. And to be honest with you, she hated the apartments that we were living in. I remember her holding my hand saying, Doreen, you know, we've got to go. I've got to go to work. Hold my hand. And so those were very good, fond memories of my grandmother raising me until I was 5 years old. And then my parents decided to migrate to Charleston, South Carolina, because they did not want me to be raised in New York City. And so that is how I arrived in Charleston, South Carolina, in a town called Mount Pleasant. I left Mount Pleasant at 16 years old, and I've been on my own since I was 16. And now I reside in a place called Sharrah, South Carolina, which is right outside of Myrtle Beach, right outside. We are 2 hours from Columbia, 2 hours from Charlotte. So we're like in the hub of various metropolitan places that are of larger capacity, because Sharrah is very small.
Wow. You know what, Doreen? We got to take a station break right now. But Noah, I'm just so excited that Michelle done kicked us to the side. Maybe we get an opportunity to talk to this great young lady when we get back after the break. If you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your wife. I'm James Cooley, and we're going to come back with Doreen. And I'm not even going to try to mention her middle name, but Reid. We'll see you shortly after the break. It's your wife. I'm James Cooley.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Are you a veteran over the age of 65, or were you married to a veteran over the age of 65? If so, we want to make sure you're getting all the VA benefits you deserve. Veterans Advocacy Associates is a nonprofit organization whose sole goal is to help veterans get the benefits they've earned and deserve. They help thousands of veterans and their surviving spouses understand and receive VA benefits. Call them even if you've previously been denied. Call 951-296-6755 or visit myvaa.org. That's myvaa.org. Hi, I'm James Cooley, host of the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and a new audio version of my book.
Yes, I finally figured out different technology.
Join me as I share my
and
you almost gave me a heart attack.
No, what I figured out different technology because Danielle been trying to coach me from afar. Dude, we just unlocked into Facebook, we unlocked into YouTube, we unlocked into everything, and it's working.
The J.C. Cooley Foundation
Your
is a
shows that we
nonprofit
do,
organization that was
and I
started
know
in
you don't like to
October
be on those.
of 2014.
When I'm on your show, you got to guess.
Nope. Sorry, I just don't do it.
No, I ain't talking about you doing it.
Nationwide.
I'm saying when I do it,
we hope that
you're on my
able to
show,
take part in
you don't have to lock into none of this technology stuff. But what I'm trying to say, the audio portion of it, everybody needs to hear you. Because dude, I listened to that show today, and you guys called me out, and I was so happy that guy remember that he was on my show. And the education that I got from Mark, I mean, I'm talking about today, that was, I was thinking that, man, you a serious radio viewer. Dude, you don't know how talented you are. And me, you don't talk about that one. You're so talented. You don't know, I don't think you know how talented you are.
Well, I have to have somewhat talent, otherwise I think.
Well, no. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that you don't know how talented you are.
City boy, a journey
Dude,
that ain't over yet. The true life coming of
we ain't
age
leaving
story
Salem.
by James J.C.
Nothing
Cooley.
like that. That's not
Using
what I'm trying
humor,
to say.
wit, and
Man,
engaging
you're good,
storytelling,
bro.
James
I
paints a
listened to that
picture about his
31
arrival in
minute
a rural deep
segment
south town
twice.
and
Doing
realization
my
that life
8
would never
mile,
be the
8.5
same.
mile
Cooley
hike
lays
today.
out his struggle to adjust.
Cool, man.
You encouraged me to do another 4
sharing his
miles
hard-earned lessons.
today.
If I can get you to do more exercise, man, job done.
Get your
Hey,
copy
babe.
I
of
need
Country
to get you to
Boy,
do the same
City
thing.
Boy,
But I
a
tell you
journey
what, we're
that
gonna
ain't
turn this
over
over to
yet by
Michelle.
James
And
J.C.
Michelle
Cooley,
might
available
she'll
on
let us know when we
Amazon
can
and
talk.
anywhere books are sold.
I'm just gonna kick back and have a cappuccino until then.
But we
Christmas
need to do
can
that
be the
because,
saddest of
dude,
times.
with
Help
YouTube,
change that by
we
bringing a toy to any other
Facebook,
designated
with
nonprofit
Instagram,
This
live.
message courtesy of
This is
Beyond
my first
Construction,
day being
serving
able to
the
figure
area
this.
with
I'm a
quality
dumb
and
guy,
pride.
bro.
For all your
I done
construction
figured
needs
this
and
one
the
out,
job
bro.
done right, call Linda and the staff
It's over. From this point, it's over. We taking this to the highest level.
537-649.
If there's ever a camera, I'm putting a bag over my head.
The toy this
Hey,
holiday
you're a
season.
handsome guy, bro.
It's not because of that. I don't like social media, man.
It's for privacy
I
reasons.
get that, but if you're gonna be on my show, man, you got to give me the right that I can promote this because that's how we stay on the air.
Voice can be there, but that's
No, the voice. You don't have to. I'm not telling you to log on to Facebook or log on to any of these things. You don't have to do that thing. I just want to hear your
Okay,
voice.
babe.
Okay, Michelle,
Okay.
get ready to give me.
Are you gonna leave? Are you gonna bring the show back and then leave?
Okay, Michelle asked me to leave for a minute, and she'll let us know when we can talk. No.
The answer.
Let me bring it back.
It's time
No,
to
me and
dream
you.
big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, we got this absolutely fantastic guest on tonight. And I know this means your time because Michelle got locked down on the show tonight, but she is talking about it. And we did research on this young lady, and we did a whole lot of things, unlocking what's inside of you. And knowing you and I already know I'm a motivational speaker. I speak in all type of platforms. And you've been doing your job, promoting 8 live different shows a day. That's why 8's $3.
Yeah, I started it when dirt was invented, I believe.
And unlocking what's inside of you is so hard because of the challenges that we have. But this young lady right here, I believe that got a key. Now the key don't fit every door, but the key fits a lot because you got to know who you are. You got to know what your potential capabilities are, and you got to know what's in your heart. And you got to know that I believe that it's a higher spirit or a higher being than who we are as human beings. And I believe that it takes a lot of time to focus on unlocking what your purpose is, knowing what your purpose is. It's all about what your purpose is. And once you figure out potentially what your purpose is, you know what's inside of you.
Exactly. And listening audience, if you want to be part of this conversation, please call in at 1-888-344-1170, 1-888-344-1170.
But no, I want you to come back and say something on that, Carlos.
But you were so eloquent, I didn't have to. I was just enjoying the words of wisdom, my friend.
Well, Michelle told me and you, and we're a team, right? She got this, but me and you got to come on.
Well, what I will say off of your reply is something that I think is so true, and we talk about it off the air all the time, JC, is that, and that's heart. You mentioned heart. You have to be fully engaged authentically with whatever it is that you're doing, whatever call that is on your life. Realize that that's what you want to do and give it your all. And if your heart's not in it, if that's not something that you should really feel, and especially if God isn't leading you down that path, maybe you're in the wrong area. Maybe you need to sit back, reflect, and realize what you were destined to do, because it's that authentic self that we need to be true to.
Well, I'm gonna say one more thing because Michelle is pinching my leg and kicking me, and a dog is getting ready to bite me. But it's all about what's in your heart and what God is trying to tell you. hey, this is what I believe I created you for. Now, this is probably what you're thinking, but sometimes it doesn't match up. And I believe that unlocking what's inside of you in order for you to be the best person, to be the best Christian, to be the best whatever that might be, and that I created you to be. I'm talking about God. That this is what I would like for you to do, and it's all about this is what I would like for you to do, because we all have what we call choices in everything that we do. And I say, let's get back to this great guest. And I listen to audience. I'm gonna pass it back to Michelle because she's pinching me, and I'm gonna start crying in a minute. If you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. We got the fantastic guest, Doreen. Michelle, why don't you pick it back?
Doreen, Lettsome, Reid. Doreen, why did you create Divine Connection Network Association LLC?
So in 2008, I wrote my first book, He's Worthy, and I released the book. And God had already put in my heart to walk away from the school district from where I was teaching, because I thought that I was supposed to start a family operated business based on my book. So when I went downtown, God had just been dealing with me about business and just talking with me in my heart. When I went downtown to get all of my licensure that I needed for my state, for my city, I asked the town clerk, what do I do now? And she was like, I don't know. And so she literally said, just go over across the street to the Chamber of Commerce. So I did, and I was very excited. I had an expectation that I was going to get some direction, some guidance, some tools, some resources. However, at that time, which is 12 years ago, they could not help me either. So when I walked away from that office, I felt very confused, and I was walking back to my car, put the key in the door, open up the door, put on my seatbelt, and the moment that I clicked the seatbelt, God spoke to me. It's like He came in the car. The presence of God was so strong, and He came in the car. My boss came in the car and made it very clear what my mission, message, and mandate is. And He spoke to me and said, Divine Connection Network. He literally said this to me. And I'm sitting in the car, I'm listening, and I asked, what did you say? And He spoke it again. And this time I'm getting a pen, I'm getting an old receipt, and I'm writing it out because I have no paper. It's an old receipt, and I'm writing out the words Divine Connection Network. And I said, what is this? And what am I supposed to do? And literally from that moment, He began to pour into me what I was supposed to do. So what I want you to understand is that the first step to unlock what's inside you is you must have an ear to hear. Because the things that we are called to do, we cannot do within our own strength. I had no college degree. I had no education in business. All I had was the voice of my ultimate businessman, who is Jesus Christ, speaking to me a very clear mission, message, and mandate. I'm a master builder, so I build brick by brick. And that's what my ultimate man, businessman, he does. He literally took me from step to step to step, directing my steps, providing me divine connections with training. I began to train. I went to Marlborough County here in South Carolina. I began to train. I traveled to North Carolina for years, getting training, getting training, making connections, learning as I go. So the number one key to unlock what's inside you is be willing to have a listening ear. And that's not a natural ear, that is your spirit ear. You must be in position and condition to hear. In order to gain clarity of your mission, message, and mandate, the first key is you must be willing to hear.
Wow. Doreen, we have 1 minute for the station break. Can you just tell our listeners what is the actual definition of a marketplace ministry?
Absolutely. So I've been in marketplace ministry for 25 years. When I was working in secular world, which is marketplace ministry, when you are in the school district, when you're in the hospital, when you are in the police force, when you are in the fighter industry, that is marketplace. We also have a global, international marketplace that is around the world, people doing business and transactions around the world. So marketplace ministry means that I have made a decision to leverage my business to proclaim the gospel. So my platform is my business, and my business is my ministry, and my ministry is my business, because I take my business and I leverage it in the worldwide marketplace to advance God's kingdom. I'm a kingdompreneur.
Thank you, Doreen. Listening audience, we got to take a station break, but we will be back with Doreen, Lettsome, Reid. If you want to be part of this conversation, please call in at 1-888-344-1170. It's 1-888-344-1170. The James Cooley Show, it's your life.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
There is much truth in a journey that ain't over yet.
I just sent a text. I think this is just my opinion. I think Michelle should bring it back so that we can just get further into the questions.
Okay, thanks, Noah. I hear you.
City boy, a journey that ain't.
Noah said I should bring it back, so I should keep the pace up.
You bring it back. And Noah. Success in America. Yep. This young lady right here is bringing achieving the American dream. We're gonna let Michelle bring it back. We should have a couple of callers calling in. But Michelle, can you give me and Noah one question?
Well, I will bring it back and ask her one question, and then you all can have a question.
No, that is
I think Michelle's being too generous.
Fair. That's not even fair.
I think she's being very generous.
Okay, so Michelle, I don't know where you're at.
Okay, give me a
Noah, you want me to ask the first question, or how you want me to do that?
You go ahead and ask the first one after Michelle. I'll ask after you, and then Michelle can.
She kicking me out the room, bro.
I would too.
Man,
Cooley Foundation.
Come on, man.
Dude, let's put it this way. You and I are homies, but that's Michelle, man. She's your queen. You got to treat her right.
That's my queen, and she got this queen. And I don't know if this queen can hear us. I don't know if we got to pass in right now. But I believe that she can hear us on Zoom, because we done figured out. Your show that you feature me on or whatever, we done figured out something different, bro. We can really take this to the next level.
Thanks you in advance for your
Dude, don't quit on me.
Noah Dingley here, producer of the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have.
So you want me to bring the show back and you ask the question?
Struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving
the American
dream. Get the new audio version of
No, I'll bring the show back.
A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audio books are sold.
I suggest you take a hard look at the interest rates you're paying on your credit cards, car loans, or anything else. With today's low mortgage rates and rising home values, why not refinance with owning?
All right, did I
We're
circle?
back in 45 seconds.
We're both in 45 seconds.
Call owning at
The ones I circled, the
8332-OWNING
ones I
or
really
log on to owning.com. In minutes at no cost or obligation, our experienced agents can tell you how much money you have sitting in your house. Then refinance at today's 30-year fixed 2.5% rate, 2.731 APR, and use some of that low interest money to pay off debts, do things around the house, or for anything you want. Your house may be your piggy bank.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the California Residential Board.
Sorry, I was answering the phone.
Call 833-303-2161 for terms and conditions.
Despite what people think, I only have 2 arms.
Man, you should be an octopus with 8.
I feel like it. Dr. Strahd's on the phone, by the way. He just called.
Okay, I'll tell you what. So what I'm gonna do
now on the
I'm gonna ask this question.
And
You follow with the question, and you bring Dr. Strauss on.
All right.
Okay.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, wow. And no, you know I'm the wild guy when it comes to things that I get excited about.
And typically, if there's more than one wow, you know things are headed in the right direction.
What, did I say more than one wow?
You said 3 wows, I believe. This time.
That means that this guest right here is wow. And it's all about identifying and understanding what's inside of you as an individual. What called you to click? What called you to turn to the Lord? What called you to want to respect people when you sin? What called you to, in a God perspective, what open the door and let a young lady in, or open the door with if you got a spouse or girlfriend, and every time that you go, and open the door when you pull up to a supermarket or whatever you at, where you run around and open the door and let the young lady out because they are queens. All of those things are what I believe or what's inside of us. And I tell you, Doreen, man, I tell you, she bringing it right now. She bringing it, Noah. You know, you already know me. I wouldn't say it unless I meant it.
No, I agree 100%. And we need to get back on track because the phones are burning up. We have a lot of questions for this young lady.
Okay, so one of the things I want to let our listeners know, if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. And Noah, Michelle says she ain't giving us that much time. So I had to take advantage of the time that we got up. So Doreen, if this is okay, can you tell us about Unlock What's Inside of You, UTM magazine, and why you created something like this, and what the purpose of it?
So Unlock What's Inside You is trademark. So that's why you see the T in it. It represents trademark. So Unlock What's Inside You is the base of everything that I do, because we have to unlock what's inside you before you can do anything. If you remain in a box, if you remain shut in, if you remain oppressed, depressed, you can't rise. In order for you to unlock that box and decide to just burn that sucker, you must have an understanding that you have something on the inside of you. So the question is, unlock what's inside you. That's a critical thinking moment to help you realize that I have something on the inside of me, and it's my decision. It's not your decision. It's not someone else's decision. It's not Sally's decision. It's not my teacher's decision. It's not my parents' decision. It's my decision to rise up and unlock what's inside me. It's my decision.
Dr. Reid, it's your decision, but you just said something. You just said something that sent me to a different level. And let me tell you something. And I know you're waiting. And I know we got about 3-4 callers on the line. But you mentioned what's inside you, right? A lot of times, and in my speaking, which I haven't been able to do this in a while, but we're gonna turn the world back over to you. Or a lot of things I talk about. We talk about OSD, oppress, suppress, depress. You know what I'm talking about. Oppress, suppress, depress. In a 60-second thing, a lot of times we feel that we're on the road. We're doing all these type of things. And then things start happening to us, which cause us to have trials and tribulations. So we become oppressed, and we force ourselves to lock everything that we're thinking about, Dr. Reid. inside of our mind, and we just suppress that and we forget about those things, and we come out the closet every now and then. So oppress is things that are pushing against us, that cause us to walk backwards, go back in the past. Suppress is we try to push those things because we don't want to bring about any demon. Depress is when we go in that closet and we're not able to talk about these things. What's inside of you that causes us to have problems. I believe everything that you're talking about is to release what's inside of you, talk about it, be a part of it, and let's get back to normal. Let's get back to sharing what's on our mind. Let's get back to, hey, we got purpose. And Noah, I don't know if you call me that, but the Holy Spirit just took over for me for like a minute.
I always notice, JC. It's a good thing, but I did notice.
So, Doreen, that's what I'm talking about. Doreen, Michelle is screaming in my ear. Doreen. Okay, Doreen, I apologize. No, you told me you got a couple of comments, I think, before we get to the.
Yeah, I just like to know, because I know doing, the things that she's done has just been a lot of hard work. What challenges she faced getting the magazine off the ground? Because there's always adversity along the way that also builds character and makes it all worthwhile in the end. So Doreen, what adversity did you face on this journey?
Well, you have to understand that at 5 years old, I was told that I couldn't read and wouldn't read. And my kindergarten teacher, Miss Janice, decided to put my nose in a corner, and I was denied the right to read at 5 years old. You also have to keep in mind that when I went home, both of my parents were trying to kill me. So that was not a place of safe haven. You have to also keep in mind that at 16 years old, I left home and have not been back home since. You have to also keep in mind that at 17 years old, I was working 3 shifts at McDonald's instead of going to school because I was not allowed to re-enroll myself in school. So therefore, I stood out of school for 1 year, working for McDonald's 7 o'clock in the morning to close that night. And most of the time, I did not have a ride back to the people I was living with. You have to also keep in mind that the people I was living with were stealing my money, so telling me that I had to give them all of my paycheck and I had to eat at McDonald's, which is why I stayed there 3 days, the morning shift, the afternoon shift, and the night shift so that I could eat. So this is the part where we have to understand that my life changed when I met the ultimate businessman at 5 years old. I was not born again. I was not born in a Christian home. I didn't even really have the correct Bible, but I did have time outside because I was required to stay outside for hours and hours and hours in the sun. I was not allowed in. It was basically good for me to be there because I would sit on the swing and look up, and I knew that there was a God. And so at 5 years old, I asked God to teach me how to read. To this day, no human person has ever taught me how to read. So to be a coach to international women around the world, to be selected by the Holy Spirit to go into the school system myself with no degree, with no reference, with no name, with all of the excuses, because in my interview, I gave a 20-minute excuse not to hire me. That's how I entered into marketplace ministry. So Unlock What's Inside You magazine is a platform, a tool, a resource for us to advance the kingdom while telling stories like mine from women around the world.
Wow.
But that, Cooley.
This is so incredible. I think we got a couple of callers on the line. No, I think that you said we had a couple of. Can we put the first caller through and try to get to the next caller before we go to the segment? I'm going to turn it back over to Michelle. So, no, do we have a caller?
Yeah, the good doctor is in the house on
we
the
got Dr.
line.
Strong?
You have a question for Doreen.
Hey, Doreen, how you doing?
Well, better than I'm talking to you.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's great. Hey, one of the things I always tell people, we all always got a story, but to be successful in business, you got to build great relationships throughout your professional career. Can you explain to our listeners audience how important is relationship building is to you, to your brand, and some of the relationships you have developed to get you to the point where you are today?
Yeah, so there's power in collaboration. You have to be able to collaborate if you want to advance your business. Unlock What's Inside You magazine was possible because I know the power and the leverage of collaboration. I collaborated with someone that is extremely business savvy and is doing extremely well. We have worked together in the past, and God presented the opportunity for me to publish this magazine after wanting to do it for 10 years. The opportunity came because I believe in the power of collaboration. What is collaboration? It is the philosophy that we complete and we don't compete. And so when we have that type of mindset and unlock that, we are literally unlocking the profits behind that. Collaboration brings money. If you want the money, you must collaborate. If you want to stick to an island to yourself, you will make no money.
Wow. Hey, Dr. Shaw, I tell you, what she's talking about, like we talked about last night, the 4 C's, create, collaborate, commit with confidence. And I tell you what, everything we're talking about, our listener audience, we got to take a station break. But if you want to be part of this great conversation, which I know we still got a couple of callers online, that's 1-888-344-1170 again. That's 1-888-344-1170. Call in, be part of this great conversation with this great. And I'm gonna say, wow. I'm gonna add another wow, Noah. It's your life. I'm James, but we'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley. The J.C. Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October of 2014. The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great communities.
And then you're not coming back at all. So
I'll come back.
Be able to take part in one or more of the many exciting events that we're offering this year and experience firsthand the pride we take in supporting our cause. It's our mission to equip the youth of today for the challenges of tomorrow. And we rely heavily on the generosity of individuals and business owners for support. Without the assistance of community-minded individuals just like you, we wouldn't be able to serve our youth each year. We ask that you make a commitment to support our annual appeal by making a cash donation. This year's goal is $50,000. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online at cooleyfoundation.org. Remember,
I need to charge my phone again.
Size. The J.C. Cooley Foundation thanks you in advance for your contribution.
Country Boy, City Boy, a journey that ain't over yet. The true life coming of age story by James J.C.
Tell you there.
Humor, wit, and engaging storytelling, James paints a picture about his arrival in a rural deep South town and realization that would never be the same. Cooley lays out his struggle to adjust from city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes.
There's just one caller, Michelle. It's Joshua.
Oh, Joshua Goldsmith? Okay.
Yeah. On Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
Back in 60.
Thank you, Noah.
Family means
got it.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting the country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future. And I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in. A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving the country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard, aired by the California Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Answer, San Diego, streaming now on smart speakers and Odyssey.com.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, listeners. My name is Michelle Cooley. Welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. The title for tonight's show is Unlocking What's Inside You. And we have a great guest, Doreen, Lettsome, Reid. And listening audience, if you want to be part of this conversation, please call in at 1-888-344-1170, 1-888-344-1170. Noah, I think we have a caller on the line.
We do, and the listening audience will recognize this fine voice, Joshua Goldsmith, right here on It's Your Life.
Hi, Josh. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Great. How are you doing? How you doing, Doreen?
Well, hello, Josh. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well, thanks. I have a question. You know, as it relates to business, you know, many people have a profession that has a profound impact on people's lives. You know, there's a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. And, you know, I feel very close to God and the divine all the time, every day, and every action. It's kind of like I feel like personally I've reached a place where my spiritual growth has, it's kind of just simmering. It's always simmering in the back of my mind in every conversation, every action I'm doing. It's a practice of mindfulness. But what would you say is the key, or what small daily changes can I make to bring out more of my God-given potential with my business? And also, do you have to believe in God? You know, for the listening audience, because there's a lot of different denominations out there as well. You know, to unlock these keys and this potential.
Right. So that's a very, very good question. Well, what you're going to do, Josh, is you're going to take those transitional skills and you're going to apply them to your business. So you have transitional skills from previous careers. You even have transitional skills from previous businesses. You even have transitional skills that you're in for ministry. And so what you have to do is look at these transitional skills, the key transitional skill. What you have to do is line them up. This is what I do in my coaching. So you're getting a live coaching call. You're going to line these things up in categories. You're going to do the career transitional skills. You're going to do the ministry transitional skills. You're going to do the business transitional skills, and you're not going to do them all in one day. You're going to do, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And what you want to do is you want to involve the Holy Spirit. You have to learn how to unlock your helper. You being a born-again believer has a helper on the inside of you. He doesn't just help you go to church and read your Bible. He's going to help you make money. Because he said everything your hand's set to do, it's got to prosper and give me glory. And he said it gives pleasure to see you prosper, even as your soul prospers. So you're telling me that you're working on your soulish realm. Therefore, the manifestation has to also be tangible in the natural realm. We have to understand how to take these transitional skills and work our business.
I see. So not just with the business you're talking about, it's career, ministry, business. It's a balance of life is more of what you're teaching with your business and your coaching.
Well, specifically with transitional skills. So I'm going to use mine for example. When I was teaching, I taught for 19 years. I learned a lot of things working in the classroom with different levels of students that has helped me transition into a coach, okay? So if you have a student that could not read very well, then you have to reach them in a different way. Maybe you have a student that wasn't an audio learner, they're a kinesthetic learner. You have to learn how to navigate that. Same thing with coaching. You're going to have people that is more audio, more visual. They have to touch things. They have to see things. You have to be able to navigate that. So I'm able to navigate that in my coaching because that's a transitional skill that I mastered as a teacher. So let's break it down for where you are, Josh. What do you do for a living?
I'm a financial consultant.
Perfect. So you're dealing with people's money and you want them to increase in their finances. So what you want to do, and you're also a born again believer, what you want to do is start teaching biblical principles because they need to be tithing.
Okay. Thank you very much. I now you said a born again believer. I'm my faith is Jewish. And that was the second part of my question. It was like, do you have to believe in God, which I do, but there's a lot of people probably listening that may not, but still want to unlock maximum potential with their business, that have a lot of responsibility carrying on their shoulders every day, that probably could benefit from a lot of the practices that you're talking about.
And that's where I would start. I would start with sitting down with yourself and really analyzing those transitional skills. Transitional skills mean they transition to any type of profession, right? So I gave myself as an example. So those transitional skills means these skills that I have developed over time can transition to any kind of profession. So we have to get real specific. If you're in finances, what type of skills do you have that you're currently using to help you continue to build your business? If you've already, let's say you volunteered somewhere and you was very good in customer service, that's a transitional skill that can go to any profession. So that can be for anyone, whether you're a believer or a non-believer, learning how to utilize the key to transitional skills.
Josh, thank you for calling in and asking Doreen some questions. And Doreen,
I hope I was helpful.
I'm sure you were. Doreen, we have a couple of minutes till the show ends. What are some of the upcoming events that you have coming soon?
Absolutely. I'm so excited. We will be doing our official launch for Confident Woman Rise. We are releasing the anthology of 20 women from all around these different countries, these different states. And Confident Women Rise is the key to unlock what's inside you. The stories are incredible. You really want to be a part of the official launch party on Tuesday, December the 7th. You can go onto my personal business page. We'll be streaming all day from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. We're going to have a great party, and we're going to go. We want you to support us as we go to #1 bestseller.
Hey, Doreen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show tonight. We're down to the last, I say 90 seconds of the show. First of all, I want to thank you for taking time to come on the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. And we're going to support you in whatever you do. And that was so fantastic that you just gave that information. And the launch, everything that you're doing is absolutely fantastic. So I tell you, it's a potential that we're going to have you back on again real soon. I'd like to thank my great co-host, Michelle Cooley, that put this together. And she's such a wonderful woman and such a wonderful co-host. My producer, great producer, Noah Dingley, dude, I don't know where I would be without you. You teach me every day. You encourage me every day, and you're my friend. Listen, audience, we are always looking for great guests like Doreen tonight, and other guests to be part of the James Cooley Show. Is Your Life. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is call in, but we're also looking for sponsors so we can continue to bring this message. We're getting ready to veer out across the world. We got a couple of guests coming up in the next 2 weeks around the world.
Thanks for joining us for It's Your Life with
missed it that time, buddy.
I missed
more
it.
About James.
I missed about 4 seconds. I'm sorry, my friend.
It's all right. You haven't missed it in a while.
Yeah, but
Join
that's okay.
James weekdays,
and I just came back in because I watched my Cowboys,
inspiration.
and Michelle was running this. Yeah, so I watch my Cowboys, but hey, no, I let you know that I'm going to be back. Need to talk to you real soon to make sure we lock in on early production.
Well, that's why I called you earlier, man.
Man, I was so busy, and I'm sorry, my friend. I saw that I missed your calls, but can I call
Mike
you?
Lindell, the CEO.
What's a bad time not to call you?
To be honest, let me, as long as I'm at the office, let me call you, because literally everything is just jammed together, and I haven't really had spare moments throughout my day, hardly at all. So
okay, so intention next week is nothing going to change next week.
Sleepwear and my
regular schedule or live shows. The week after that is going to be some changes. That's something.
For example, we have this exclusive.
What changes?
We got a couple of early shows that I want to do, pre-record shows. Not on the 15th.
It's regularly $79.98.
But I'm still working on
$24.98 with your promo.
And I need to chat with you to make sure that that's okay.
$89.98, now only $29.98 with.
Well, let me try and wrap up here, and I will call you at the last part of my shift. All right?
Okay. Hey, thank you so much.
You got it, buddy.
All right.